here, you know, is the LA.
I'm glad that you're being obedient. We're just laying down some ground rules here.
So,
I command and he obeys.
So we thought as the local organizing committee, because this was not really a Hakijami thing, but we thought as the local organizing committee that before we again depart to go back to our respective countries to continue with the good work that we are doing in our countries, it was important that we sit down and try to see whether we can be able at least to try and come up with some framework that will assist us to find some ways through which we can be able, if nothing else, to have a way of communicating with one another, knowing what one another is doing. And if possible, even be able to join one another in solidarity, even if it is only for psychological purposes. And that is why, very shortly, even before maybe so we may be able to discuss some of the more specific objectives. That is why we are here. We do not want, never again do we want to meet and then we are trying to say, where did we meet? We want to meet next time, and when we meet, we immediately sit down and set an agenda for that particular meeting, if that is possible. That is number one. Number two, when we were in Chiang Mai, Felix, I think, was the original sub-Sahara representative to the board. My sister from Egypt, Tabal, I think Manal, was the one who was representing the North Africa and Middle East. But the fact of the matter is that there was no structure of feedback. I don't blame them, because when you have a structural problem, you don't put the blame on the individual. And we also now therefore thought that this time round, let us not have a situation where, like happens in during most of our elections, that election is also just considered as another event. That once you elect people to positions of power, then you wait maybe for another 3 years. I'm not quite sure of the board duration. I don't know whether it's 3 years. Then after 3 years, it's when again people are very busy trying to get to the board. The process of accountability and feedback must be continuous. It must be minute by minute, second by second, year by year. But that cannot be done if you do not have a structure. I am hoping and I am expecting that at least this short meeting we are having here will assist our two brothers who have been elected today also to find a way of having a feedback system, both horizontal and vertical. If we would have been able to achieve that, then we would have said that at least the meeting we have had here in Kenya was worth it. And then we can continue I wish we had more resources. Next time then we can even meet and then those who drink the other drink, I'm not saying which one, those who drink the other drink, then can drink that even if you don't remember your name, you'd still be proud. So really, in very shortly, in a nutshell, that is why we felt that we needed to sit down as people coming from a continent, because even human rights, even though we accept that they are universal in nature, but if you do not localize them, both in terms of the region, both in terms of the nation, both in terms of the locality, they don't mean a thing. Those international instruments we talk about are absolutely nothing unless they are translated into tangible, concrete demands by the people who are the victims of those violations. We have gone to so many conferences where some of the most eloquent human rights advocates are only eloquent to the extent that they have been able to master all the international instruments. But mastering the international, even the regional instrument, or even the constitutional instruments have never brought concrete changes to people's lives. At the end of the day, human rights is normally fought and won either on the streets, or in the alleys, or in the trenches. So we must begin to think of how we can be able to localize and concretize those struggles. So ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to go beyond that, but my appeal is that let us not leave this conference in the same manner that we have been living most of the conferences that we attend. I know most of us attend so many conferences. Let us try to see if we can be able at least to pick up something that a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, we'll be proud of. Thank you very much.